Preserve today's world, grateful for you. What does this mean?
Have you ever thought about how our world would look today if Jesus had not come to earth?
Please tell me more.
Sure. First, let's look at what the world was like when Jesus was born. Over 2,000 years ago, the Roman Empire ruled the Mediterranean, most of Europe, West Asia, and North Africa. About 30% of the Roman Empire's population was slaves, coming from war captives, debt, birth, or criminal conviction. Slaves had no personal freedom and were treated as property, not as human beings.
What about other parts of the world?
At that time, China was in the Han Dynasty, where it is estimated that 21% of the population were slaves, coming from war captives, sold into slavery, birth, convicted criminals or their 3 clans punished by extermination. They were treated as property, bought and sold like cattle and horses in market. The slave-based economy was the prevailing value of the world. Many people's lives were lowly, without human dignity or rights, but society considered this normal. Jesus came to earth to bear witness to the truth. He came to prove to people that the Father, the only true God, exists. Using the power of the Father, Jesus did many miracles and healed many people. When people saw Jesus, they saw the Father, for it was the Father doing his work. Jesus said, "The Father values every person he created. Even small and ordinary people, as sparrows, their lives are precious to God, and he counted even their hairs." People who believe in Jesus, regardless of different nations, slaves, are all children of God. They are brothers and sisters. Apostle Paul taught Master to accept his slave who believe in Jesus as beloved brother. In the 6th century, Pope Gregory I prohibited Jews from owning Christian slaves. In 873, Pope John VIII declared that enslaving Christians is sin, and commanded all Christian countries to free them.
Not everyone who believed in Jesus supported the abolition of slavery, right?
They didn't. God gave them time, generation after generation, to live out the truth and Jesus' teachings.
Society breaking free from the slave-based economy took a long time?
Yeah, it was not until 1833 in Britain, 1865 in the United States, and 1910 in China that their slavery were abolished. In 1948, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 4 of the Declaration prohibits slavery and the slave trade. Because Article 1 proclaims, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Here, brotherhood is the teaching Jesus gave to his disciples.
Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free."
If Jesus had not come to testify to the truth, would the slavery and servitude in society have ended? Disciples promoted universal values through the truth, and the world was set free.
Yeah.
Also, in the 13 centuries before Jesus came to earth, God commanded Moses to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt to the land flowing with milk and honey, where several nations resided. Before taking the land, God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, and commanded the Israelites to obey them. The Israelites were to drive out the inhabitants of the land. The 10 Commandments were not meant for everyone. Thousands of years later, a lawyer put Jesus to the test, asking, "Who is my neighbor?" According to Moses' teaching of the 10 Commandments, a neighbor is someone who shows mercy. Jesus taught in his Sermon on the Mountain, "You have heard that it was said, 'Love your neighbor, and hate your enemy.' If you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Your righteousness must surpass that of the scribes and Pharisees to enter the kingdom of heaven." Jesus did not come to abolish the law or the prophets, but to fulfill. Jesus gave his disciples a new commandment, to love one another as he loved them. Jesus was crucified for the sins of all people in the world. Disciples are to love one another as Jesus loved them, regardless of nationality, social status, or gender. The 10 Commandments are laws for evil people, prohibiting them from doing evil acts. God is just and righteous, punishing evildoers. The 10 Commandments are not for the righteous and good. Jesus' new commandment to his disciples, to love one another, inspires the goodness in people's hearts, and to do good works. Be perfect, just as the Father is perfect.
Disciples love Jesus, obey his commandment, and love one another.
Yes, the Bible says, "But now faith, hope, love, abide these 3. But the greatest of these is love." In the King James Version, the original English word for love is charity. Charity means being willing to help those in need or suffering. Disciples have faith in Jesus, hope, and a passionate heart to do good works.
Yeah, disciples help one another and also assist those in need or suffering in society. They care for the poor, orphans, elders, women, establish schools for education, hospitals to treat the sick, and charitable organizations to help families, children, teenagers, elders, and communities, regardless of whether they are Christians. Disciples' good works are like a light on a lampstand, shining before others, promoting mutual help, love, tolerance, and peace among people.
Jesus is the greatest person in the world.
If Jesus had not come to earth, today's world would not be as it is.
Jesus' teachings have changed the world, impacting every aspect of our lives today. We have a better world than before. Hope you understand and are grateful that Jesus came to earth.
I do. I am truly grateful for Jesus came to earth.
Great. See you in the next episode.